Good afternoon, everybody. It's Pastor Chris Wilson from St. Andrew Christian Church. I'm here to talk to you about sermon for this coming Sunday on June the 4th. I'll be preaching about a passage from 1 Peter chapter 5. You have to kind of really dig in the New Testament to find 1 Peter. It's toward the end of the New Testament. It's a tiny little letter. 1 Peter, the audience of that letter was churches in Asia Minor. Where is Asia Minor? Well, that would be modern day Turkey today. And so this author of 1 Peter was writing to communities in Asia Minor that were really struggling to find their way, to find support, to find encouragement, and they were needing some help. And the author of 1 Peter was writing this letter as a letter of encouragement, recognizing that life was hard out on the edges of this movement of church development. In chapter 5, that's the passage that is the focus for the sermon this week. Probably the key word in that passage is humility. Not that it's an unusual word, but it seems like that's interesting kind of advice to a community that's struggling to find its way. Make your mark and make some kind of claim about who you are. And the author says to clothe yourself with humility. It's like putting on this spiritual garment of kindness and the focus being on other people rather than yourself. Author is saying, let the message of sharing Jesus's life and witness do the work. Don't worry about you and how you look and how impressive you'll be or will you be remembered. Let the work of Jesus' life and witness do the work for itself. Just be humble, share the love that Jesus shared the stories, the life that Jesus shared, and the rest will take care of itself. And this is simple enough to say in an era where they were struggling for their lives, wondering if they'd be persecuted or not, being arrested for their faith. And the reminder is be humble. We could take a lot of lessons from that today. There are a lot of people where humility is not the first thing on their list. Look at me, look at what I earn, look at what I drive, look at what I do, where I live, keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with whoever, rather than letting the simplicity of humility be kind of a beacon for your life. And so we will talk about the nature of humility and actually talk about it as a kind of a countercultural trait that we need to see more of. It's not as in thing. Humility is not what I would call kind of an in word today, and it's not. It's on the out, so to speak. But humility is one of the underpinning words or values that reflect the character of the faith we're called to live in the world. So I hope you'll join us on Sunday as we tackle this word and the nature of humility and what it can mean for us. And I mean us plural, not just us individually, but us plural. What is the value of humility for us? So I hope we'll see you on Sunday in worship and exploring and reflecting on this passage together. See you then.